Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Oh my, it's a beautiful, beautiful day here after the rain, after the thunder and the storms, the light and the crystal clearness of the sky. Perfect time to talk about forgiveness. So I'm hoping that those of you interested in this subject, you've seen Forgiveness 1 and 2. This is Forgiveness 3, the third kind of forgiveness. The first was forgiving ourselves. The second was asking for forgiveness. And the third, forgiving the other, whether it's a country, a person, a friend, a family member. It's who knows which is difficult and for which reason, really. It's all comes home to roost, as we say in English. It comes home to roost, because how can we learn to forgive without coming back here to the heart? Coming back to the heart thinking, the clarity of thinking. And so often, when we find we have to forgive another human being, the pain gets so great, or we feel kind of toxic inside, or the negativity becomes just too much. Or in the best of all worlds, love wins the day. And gosh knows that in this world today, love must win the day. It must and it will. So how do we love the other enough to overcome our sense of being unjustly accused, which hurts? Being betrayed is awful. Being hurt, being judged, being ridiculed, having our family hurt, our village, our country, crimes and misdemeanors, wars and trials of injustice, centuries, eons of injustice. How do we forgive and not forget? But how do we forgive in such a way that love wins the day, that we are now clean and we are no longer holding enemy images of the other? Because that's not forgiveness. That's just, oh, I'm better now. That's not the point. We have held negativity toward ourselves, and we've held negativity toward the other. Every thought we have lives. They don't go under rugs. They live in the atmosphere, and without forgiveness, our atmosphere would become so toxic, the world would become poisoned. So how do we know we need to forgive? Well, we feel it. Eventually we feel it. Whether we're around that person, that country, that whatever, we know it. Some part of us knows it on a dark and rainy night of storms, just like we've had here. Unless we enter that storm ourselves, become brutally honest. That sounds like a lot, but it is true. How to clear away all of the illusions and protections we've given ourselves so as not to see our participation, how it is for us, how it is for them, the other. How do we get there? Embodied Life School, we have practices about listening. It's just not listening like you would to the television or the radio or a podcast. It's a deep listening, a listening that goes underneath everyday public listening. It's an inner listening to what's living in the nooks and crannies that we cover up, that we don't want to see. Luckily, some of those images, some of those realizations, some of the honesty gets so covered up that it bursts out, and we have to see. That's great. That's a fringe Benny. But really, our work is to go inside where those feelings live, in the belly, in the chest, in our throat, in our thoughts, in our feelings, in how we digest our food. Is it easy? Are you hygienic? In how you live your life, are you walking around with a cloud around you, or is the air a little fresher and cleaner like it is after a storm? The beautiful air. And isn't holding on to grudges and all those senses of being hurt, the victim, oh, they did it to me, oh, poor meanness, that just creates an awful lot of heavy clouds. So to clarify, let's begin. Here's our practice. Let's be honest with ourselves. So I place my left hand on my chest, on my feeling center, like we've been practicing in our videos. So let's begin. Let's close our eyes, or leave a little bit of light open if you like. Eyes half open are our general way of doing things in the embodied life work. And we drop in and we drop down. We feel our bones, our feet. We go to the ground. The ground is our support system. Like a tree, we need to be able to sense our roots. And what gives the tree life is the soil of our thoughts and soul and our breath. So we pay attention to the breathing. Keep our hand here. Can you feel the warmth? The in-touchness of me to me. You sense the ground, the earth, the bony system, those sitting bones. All these videos we've done working with preparing us for these moments. Preparing us to have the largest safety net possible, so that when we go inside, we don't have to hide. We can really see. We can really allow ourselves to see, because what lives in all those emotions and feelings and thought is not who you are. Those are parts of you. Who you truly are is a spiritual being who's human, trying to be human beings that are helping the world be a better place, because you're making yourself a better place. We are connected above, we are connected below. Regaining our dignity, our insight, our wisdom, planting seeds of love. And so to go inside, to get honest, choose a situation that's not the worst thing that ever happened to you, but something that happened that may still live a little bit. So I'm going to go inside and just see that for a moment. Now, these practices I've been doing for a long time, so things come more quickly. But over these, I don't know how many, 27, 28, 30, I don't know, videos, you will learn these practices if you do them. Or come to one of our workshops and practice with us. So here we are practicing. Breathing and listening. So, forgiving the other. I have carried judgments about other people in my life. Well, one judgment I have that is, as I see it, ridiculous, but I'm seeing now how important it is to me. So the judgment is, that person is so certain all the time. Who do they think they are being so certain? Why are they so certain? I wish they weren't certain. It really bothers me. I get irritated when I hear the kind of certainty. Those are the thoughts that go through. So then I look and I go, oh my gosh, I can be very, very, very certain too. I have that ability. I know myself when I'm being certain. I wonder if I come off that way. I wonder if other people are irritated by my certainty. So then I might find a situation where I've been really certain and other people are irritated by it. Oh, and I can think of one. I can think of one right off the bat. Some certainties I have about parenting. So I've already worked with this, but I can use it as an example. I had great certainty that children have to remain warm in their infancy. They should have hats on. They should be kept warm for life and for a healthy future. And I fully, that was certain and I believed it. Every mother I pass is not doing that. What's going to happen? I am going to judge them. So how can I live like that? And how can they live feeling me have that judgment? Love has to remain the highest goal. Oh, they don't know about warmth. Or, oh, maybe this child is really much warmer than other children. Oh, they're doing the best they can. Look at that other thing they're doing that's so wonderful. Oh, God. So I go back to forgiveness 1, forgiveness of myself for having those thoughts. Then asking for forgiveness for having those thoughts. And now I see forgiving them for not even knowing those thoughts, or for knowing them and not being able to. So it's a little thing, you see, but it's a little something that comes up. And what is that? It's a right to know. It's an ego thing. It's not a love thing. I remember my mother, when she was 90, she went on and on every time I visited her about people weren't parking in between the lines in the parking places, in the parking spots. It never changed, and she never changed. But it was a part of the mind that we all have, I think, that we fixate onto this something that gives us some security. I know something, I know the truth, I'm right. Oh my God, thank God I'm right. Thank God I know this, because if I didn't, I would dissolve. And who the heck is talking? It's not the one who is in harmony with life. It's not the one who just listens to their breathing. It's the one who's built up an identity, a complex fortress of survival. Silly as it is, and as important as it is, but knowing which are the important ones and which aren't. So just take a small irritation, some judgment you hold, or some situation which happened, and begin with the easy things. Because if you really follow them, if you're brutally honest, if you really go inside, see what you do, try to stand in their shoes. Maybe how did they think about that? I wonder. How do they feel about that? How do they think or feel when you say that? Was that your intention? Begin to practice. Begin to catch the little moments where you do that in your life. Even the little moments, they pile up. Forgiveness of all the others out there, all their differences from you, all the countries, all the leaders, and maybe even begin to separate the actions from the person. I don't have the answers. I'm just trying to clean up and forgive myself, ask for forgiveness, and forgive the other. Maybe there's some I'll never be able to forgive. I hope not. Good luck on your journey.